So let's say you're building something new, a product, a device, it could be an app, it could be a service, it could be a business software. The hardest part is not coming up with the idea, it's about taking that idea from idea to something real, something that people use. But most first time founders really mess up here. They make the mistake of either overbuilding without much of user feedback, or they start scaling a product that's not fully built. So, this episode shows you how to avoid both the extreme mistakes and find a balance. You will hear from two builders in two totally different industries. They tell you about the product fundamentals that are very transferable across industries. These are lessons that people building products really swear by. So let's start with the full life cycle of building a hardware product. The initial iteration is slow and the mistakes can cost you years here because it's hardware. You can't just tweak and ship a release. So K Vijay gives you a 7-step framework that every founder and product builder should follow when they're building a hardware product.
If you were to put this in a sequence of, let's say, the lifetime of a product,
Hmm.
obviously what comes first is the ideation. Now, you either have a product which already exists, or you're thinking about a product that you wish to create for the first time. Be that as it may, what you need to start with is a set of parameters, if you will, or specifications or features that you wish to put into the product. At this stage, you may not know how you would be doing that, but you first start with the thoughts on what you wish the product to do. So you start by putting it down as a prototype, and then you go to the next stage, which is that of testing and validation.
Hmm.
Now, if I may, this is probably the stage where either many people go wrong
Mm-hmm.
or they don't pay enough attention.
Mm-hmm.
Because if a product seems to work, they believe they have crossed this hurdle.
So, sorry, when you say product works hands in the hands of the user,
Not in the hands of the
or
user,
just
in
the
the
tech
hands of the
works,
entrepreneur.
the functional
He's
stuff,
just given,
a
let's say,
test run,
switched it on or
right?
done whatever it is to make it.
Mm-hmm.
And he's so thrilled that it is actually doing the kind of things he is thinking about. And I think that is where some of them begin to uh, think about, launching it and so on. Getting it right is not just a one-off process, but it
Perspective.
is a exercise where you have to come to a reasonable level of reliability and consistency. You cannot look for perfection in this.
Hmm.
But at the same time, you also realize that you are burning cash fast. So you can't also afford to keep on doing that. So you have to come to that saddle point when you think you're ready. Now, there are, of course, tools now, and I guess with AI it will be even better, where you can do many simulations rather than actually send a product through multiple iterations. It's important because you're operating in an environment where there are any number of people
Hmm.
working to get ahead of the rest. So you have to now determine what really distinguishes you from the rest. And I would say that for an end user, as much as great features, reliability is an important thing. It's not enough that you have a, you know, great gizmo toy,
Hmm.
which breaks down on the second day. I mean,
Hmm.
you want something that has, a
Shelf life.
yes.
Yeah.
And it is only after you have done this should you go to the stage of actually putting the product out there for the customers. And then you come to the stage of scale up, and then you come to the stage of improvements and so on. And in most products, there will also come a time when the decline starts. So there is a usual product life cycle which every product follows, and so eventually there is a decline, and the product is taken over by something newer. So this is really typically how a product life cycle works. And what an entrepreneur getting into this should know about how he should be looking at anything tangible.
Okay, but building the product is only half the battle won. Like I said, the user has to derive value. Once it's in users' hands, the question is, how do you really know if it's working, if it's delivering value? What sort of feedback should you pay attention to? What should you improve on users' requests, and what user feedback should you ignore? Because users don't always know what they want. You'll hear this from Google's Vice President of Engineering, Anand Rangarajan. He talks about how top product teams actually make decisions after they've launched the product. What are the signals they track? What are the metrics they chase when improving the performance of their product? Let's listen into him.
We really care about engagement a lot.
How relevant is it
MAU,
today?
yeah, MAU is a source of an engagement. There's another engagement metric called L28 which we use, which is very important.
What is this?
In the last 28 days,
Okay.
how many times did they use? I
Graph.
mean, a lot of our feedback comes from product logs.
Okay.
We see what users are doing. We know when users are not happy. We know users come
How
and
do you know?
put a search and they keep modifying the search because we are not satisfying them,
Okay.
right? Users click on things, click on multiple links again and again because we are not giving the best results.
Tell me some of these pointers.
Let's say you go and look up something, right? We give a result, right? Let's say you read it and you like it.
But you didn't go through it.
Maybe it satisfied you,
Okay.
right? Which is fine. Maybe you went through it
Ah.
and you didn't like what it was going to. You came back, you clicked on second or third link. So we're not doing something right. We're not understanding. It's possible that the intent of the user is not captured well enough in what the user is saying. It's possible. The user didn't tell us fully. But now we are trying to understand, so when the user said this, they actually mean that this along with where they are living. So they're not saying in Bangalore. If they're looking for a handbag, maybe they're looking for a handbag in Bangalore. So we should glean that right away.
Right.
Well, typically what you do is you come, you look for a handbag, you look at results, right?
Ah.
So we know how long you're looking
So
at
these are
things.
cohorts that are showing you the same
That's
behavior.
right. Yes. And then we
Okay.
put people in various different cohorts and we start understanding, okay, so there's a cohort which is searching and struggling. It's not able to.
And it's a big cohort.
Yeah.
Okay.
So why is it doing?
Hmm.
So let's start understanding the patterns there, right? And let's do an experiment targeting those cohorts, seeing, okay, what next time is it getting better, right? Maybe there are some very power users who can quickly do, but some novice users are not able to. Okay, what can we do to help? Should we do something in the visual treatment? Should we do something in the result ranking? I mean, we look at lots of data to get insights, and we do experiments to keep checking whether the insights hold.
What are these leading metrics that you guys use for intent tracking and satisfaction tracking or
Yeah,
satisfaction
these
score?
are all quite well documented
it made
online
of?
too. You can the things. Some of them are like click-through rates, right?
Okay.
Like you feel that you got something which was interesting. You go. We look at short clicks versus long clicks.
What does
When
that
do they
mean?
come? Like
Short- multiple clicks?
they came. No, they came, read a bunch, and then clicked and went.
Okay, that's a long click.
It wasn't clear. They came quickly. This thing, or they came and they went and came back, and there is a
Bounce.
yeah. So that means people are either not happy with that destination site or what we thought will be applicable for them.
Right.
Right.
So it could be
Uh,
clickbait or it could be your
It could be exactly.
Problem.
We know when clickbaits happen,
right.
and we pull them out because people went there and saw a bunch of banner ads. They were like, and we sent wrong person. Maybe the titles were attractive, but it was clickbait. So we then pull down clickbait things, right? We also work with publishers to see people we sent. How long are they sending on your spending on your site? Are they actually
That's the
like
bounce rate,
converting?
right?
Yeah, no. Also, are they converting? Conversion
Okay.
rates, right? Like let's say handbags, we sent you to a site, but you looked at it and you're like, not interesting.
Is the full
Too
purchase
pricey. Yes,
happening? That is the
So
intent
we want
there.
you to see the trajectory.
Got it.
Are you really satisfied?
Right.
Okay, you showed some initial satisfaction, but your overall satisfaction is not there. Okay, that's not good.
Got it.
And we want to understand that. And sometimes what people do is they're interested in handbags. They're in various parts of the funnel. Some people are first trying to understand the awareness. What are the different types of handbags? They're just understanding it. Next, they are like, I actually like this type of handbag. Then maybe they'll go and say handbags with this much size or this thing, then go. And sometimes they happened over multiple days. So then we understand, okay, so maybe we didn't show enough variety, or in this one we need to go deeper, right? So I think people go through different funnels, right? Like there is awareness, understanding, then intent, then finally buying. So we understand that funnel and see how well are we doing in that funnel. Where are we losing people? Then try to see the conversions from people who are, one of the interesting metrics which we use is, let's say you have a product, right, which has 10 features. You look at how many people who started using one feature went on to using 2 and 3. How many average features of the product are they using? That tells you how much powerful those users are, how much love they have for that product, how much more needs they have. So we track granular amounts there. We see where people drop off. We of course track retention rates, but we track retention rates per feature. Maybe someone tried one thing, it didn't work out, but this one they keep coming back for. So we need to get better at this one. So again, you can get more granular there.
Okay, so whether you're building something you can hold in your hands, like a physical product, or something that lives in code, a software, the fundamentals don't really change. And what you heard is not just theory; it's actual frameworks, actual mindset, actual working knowledge that these guys truly believe in and deploy on a day to day. So see what fits your product and get back to building.